Here's where things stand. These are the latest polls, latest CNN polls, showing Barack Obama with an 8-point lead over John McCain, 50 to 42%. McCain, though, says do not count him out just yet. He has got Obama right where he wants him. Candy Crowley is here with the details. Really? He's on the ropes. You look at the polls, and that poll of polls tells a lot with 8 points, but also the electoral map shows an even, I guess, tougher road ahead for John McCain. He's changing his stump speech a little bit. Let's listen to that first and then talk about it.
I've been fighting for this country since I was 17 years old, and I have the scars to prove it. If you elect me president, I will fight to take America in a new direction from my first day in office until my last. I'm not afraid of the fight. I'm ready for it.
He is a fighter. What's going on? What's the change about?
That should sound familiar. Hillary Clinton was a fighter, too, if you remember, during her Ohio and Pennsylvania days. Listen, a couple of things happened in this speech. The first was that he is sort of back to the future. That was reminiscent of the very last part of his convention speech. He also made almost a total break from George Bush and said, we can't afford to do what we did for the last 8 years and sit around and wait for our luck to change. I mean, that was pretty, you know, over the cliff kind of stuff for McCain and Bush. And he also went back to the experience issue, which was working pretty well for him up until the time the bottom fell out of the economy. So it seems to me that we're going back to some oldies but goodies, and we're not quite sure yet whether there's going to be more economic plans to come out between now and election time. The
challenge, though, for him is tough. I said on the electoral map, it looks even tougher than it does in the overall national poll. His options are really limited, and the map will show us that. And really, frankly, all you have to do is look at where they were campaigning today.
That's really true. I mean, when you look at the 3 states now sort of that are in play, it's a little scary for a Republican. The first is that John McCain went with Palin to Virginia in the South. This is a state that has not gone for a Democratic presidential candidate since 1964. Wow. And John McCain and Sarah Palin are doing a joint rally there. Did a joint rally there. Then McCain went on to North Carolina, which hasn't voted for a Democratic presidential candidate since 1976. This week, both Michelle Obama and Sarah Palin are playing in Indiana. Again, another state that hasn't gone for a Democratic candidate since 1964. Barack Obama, meanwhile, is hanging out in Ohio, you know, a swing state. He's up there studying for the debate. So it really is very unusual this late in the game to be playing in such red states. Part of the reason, obviously, is that the economy really hit the McCain campaign. But the other thing is the spending. Right now in Virginia, Barack Obama is outspending John McCain 4-1, North Carolina 3-1, Indiana 3-1. Lots of money being dumped in there by Obama.
So they have no choice but to be there to play defense in this situation.
They got to go. They got to hold on to that. He loses these 3 states, it's
over.
You know, call it. Yeah.
Candy Crowley for us tonight. Candy, thanks. Coming up, everybody, the new John McCain. You just heard Candy talk about it. He is a little toned down, but still staying very tough. Today, he went one-on-one with our very own Dana Bash and pushed back against some of the criticism you've been hearing that he has been egging on angry crowds. You're going to want to hear this.